welcome back to Mysterious Lost. And today we're diving into the heart of Nevada to uncover the mysteries surrounding missing persons cases in this captivating state. Nevada, known for its stunning deserts and vibrant cities, also hides untold stories of those who have vanished without a trace. In this episode, we'll share the stories of individuals whose families are desperately seeking answers, and we'll explore the efforts to bring them back home. But before we begin, remember that your involvement can make a difference. If you have any information about the cases we discussed today, please reach out to the authorities. Together we can help reunite families. James Lewis Perryman. 28-year-old Perryman was last seen at Buffalo Bill's Casino in Primm, Nevada on May 3, 2002. He may have been carrying a black attaché case, a wallet, and a .38 or .45 caliber Sig Sauer pistol at the time. Some of his belongings, including his clothing and backpack, were later found inside his hotel room. Perryman has a light complexion. He has a tattoo of the letter X on the back of each shoulder blade and a tattoo of the Leo astrological symbol, a lion, on his right calf. Perryman also has 3 scars on the inside of his forearms from self-inflicted knife wounds. On May 6, 3 days after his disappearance, Perryman's car was found abandoned in Interstate 15 at the Halloran Summit exit, 25 miles from Primm and 75 miles from Las Vegas, Nevada. Inside the car was an empty gun case, a gun lock, a half-empty box of shells, and a black bag containing Perryman's birth certificate, firefighter certificate, and payroll stubs. There was no sign of Perryman at the scene. He has never been heard from again. Perryman led a straight-edge lifestyle at the time of his disappearance. Straight edge embraces clean living, including abstention from drugs and alcohol, and unprotected or promiscuous sex. Some agencies state that Perryman vanished from San Bernardino, California. That state's authorities are investigating his case. John Scott Hahn. 75-year-old Hahn was last seen at his home in Laughlin, Nevada, on June 12, 1989. His white 1979 Mercury Marquis with the California license plate number 382PJ was found abandoned in a remote desert area near the Colorado River outside of Laughlin in late July 1989. The car had gotten stuck in soft sand and had been at the location for a number of days. The air conditioner was inoperable and the windows were rolled down. The vehicle had a full tank of gas, and evidence indicated the radiator had recently been filled up and repaired to stop a leak. Hahn's packed suitcase was in the back seat. He has never been heard from again. Hahn has a high forehead, he's left-handed, and usually wears his watch on his right wrist, and he has a full set of dentures. He wears bifocal eyeglasses with photo gray, variable tint lenses, and gold-colored metal frames. Hahn may use the alias Stanley Williamson. He has a 2-inch scar on the left side of his cheek and a 12-inch surgical scar on his chest from when he got an implant in his aorta to repair an aneurysm. Hahn has been diagnosed with an unspecified mental condition. He has occasional memory problems and symptoms of dementia, and he cannot walk for more than a short distance. Hahn has been declared legally deceased, but he has not been located. His case is still classified as that of a missing person. Some agencies report that he disappeared from San Diego, California, that city's police are investigating his disappearance. Francy Yan Pierre, 3-year-old child, biracial, African-American Caucasian male. Black hair, brown eyes. Francy Yan's nickname is Yo-Yo. He is of Haitian descent and was born in Haiti. Francy Yan's mother, Amy Elizabeth Luster, later known as Amy Fleming, and stepfather, Mahalil Lee Luster, stated he was last seen at the Broad Acres swap meet in North Las Vegas, Nevada, on August 2, 1986. He has never been heard from again. The child lived with Amy and Lee at the time of his disappearance. His biological father, Jean Pierre, was Amy's former husband. Amy got custody after their divorce in 1985. The Lusters had been charged with felony child abuse in December 1985 after they beat Francelon and caused 30 to 40 welts on his back. It was almost entirely covered in bruises. Francelon was placed in foster care at that time. Amy admitted she had whipped him with a belt. Once she said she had done it because he wet the bed, and another time she claimed he had started a fire. Amy stated she was the only one who disciplined her son and that Lee never did, but Lee also admitted to having beaten Francelon. In April 1986, 4 months before Francelon's disappearance, Lee and Amy posted bail and were released from jail, where they had been held pending trial for the child abuse charges. Although the abuse case against them was still open, in May, Francelon was returned to his mother and stepfather's custody. Afterwards, social workers attempted to make home visits to check on Francelon's welfare, but Amy repeatedly told them this wouldn't do and would not let them see her son. In July 1986, friends and neighbors started seeing bruises on Francelon. Amy told them she had punished him because he had urinated and defecated on the floor and set small fires inside the house. Amy also had bruises on her, and she told a close friend that she was afraid of Lee and that he had beaten her on multiple occasions. Lee later admitted he forced Francelon to run in circles around the coffee table as discipline and also forced the child to sleep outside for at least one night. A friend of Amy's noticed Francelon had a severe burn on his hand and scratches on his face, but Amy claimed the injuries were an accident and were healing well. A formal hearing on the child abuse charges against the Lusters was scheduled for August 26, and social workers were supposed to make a home visit at least 2 weeks before the hearing. On August 2nd, Amy and Lee told the police they'd taken the boy to the swap meet and lost track of him there. Amy said they stopped at the food stand at 11:30 a.m. and purchased food, and Lee wanted to buy a bicycle for Francelon. Francelon was at the entrance, about 6 to 9 feet away at the time, while Amy was taking their food to a table to eat and Lee was at the bike shop next to the food stand. Francelon disappeared. He has never been heard from again. Lee and Amy both took 2 polygraphs about Francelon's disappearance, and they failed the tests both times. In December 1986, they were charged with 10 counts of obstruction of justice. Authorities stated they had lied about numerous things, including their backgrounds, where they had lived and worked, and the events leading up to Francelon's disappearance. Amy also told the police she did not use a babysitter for Francelon, and later admitted this was untrue and that numerous people had babysat him shortly before his disappearance. The majority of witnesses at the swap meet on the day Francelon's reported disappearance was reported said they never saw him there. In fact, no one outside the family claimed to have seen Francelon for at least a week, possibly 2 weeks, before August 2nd. 2 people Amy claimed had babysat Francelon just days before his disappearance said they had not done so. Neighbors of the family said they'd seen Amy and Lee leave the house alone on the morning Francelon is said to have disappeared. Amy and Lee later pleaded guilty to some of the obstruction charges and admitted to having lied to police. Amy was sentenced to 112 days in jail and Lee to 180 days. While they were serving their jail sentences, the Lusters wrote many letters back and forth between each other, which corrections officers later seized as evidence. They rarely wrote about Francelon or his disappearance. In one letter, Amy wrote to Lee, "Just as you couldn't stand to send me to prison, I cannot stand to see you hate me. That hurts more than prison. Can you still love me? Forgive me for falling short? In another note Amy wrote him, which was later torn up, she wrote, "What happened was totally unintentional. I'm sorry. I hope you know that." Two witnesses went to the police in March 1987 and said during an inmate visit at the jail, they heard Lee tell an unidentified woman, "Amy killed the baby," and "Amy killed him. I know that Amy killed him." They recognized Lee from his photo in news articles about Francy Yan's disappearance. The Lusters suggested Jan might have been involved in Francy Yan's disappearance. Investigators located him in Haiti about 2.5 months later and searched his apartment, but found no trace of Francy Yan. John then traveled to Nevada, took a lie detector test, and passed. He was ruled out as a suspect. Lee and Amy moved to Florida about 11 months after Francy Yan disappeared. They stated they still believed Jan had taken Francy Yan, and that the reason they moved to Florida was to be closer to Haiti, where they believed he was. Francy Yan's case was reinvestigated after someone tried to steal his identity in 2017. In January 2019, Amy was charged with his murder. Photos of her and Lee are posted with this case summary. In August 2021, Amy accepted a plea deal, submitting an Alford plea of no contest to involuntary manslaughter in her son's death. An Alford plea does not require the defendant to admit guilt, but only for them to acknowledge the state has enough evidence to convict them. Amy maintains her innocence in her son's disappearance. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison, but with credit for the time she already served in jail awaiting the outcome of her case, she will only have to serve 8 months. Foul play is suspected in Francy Yan's case due to the circumstance involved. Investigators believe his body may be in Lake Mead. Trevor George Angel. 28-year-old Angel was employed as a long-haul truck driver for Coolx Transport in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, in 2000. He hauled meat from Canada into the United States and produced from the U.S. into Canada. In September 2000, he took a load of bananas from Calgary to Los Angeles, California. He was supposed to return to Calgary with another load, but never arrived. Angel stopped at Whiskey Pete's Bar and Casino in Primm, Nevada on September 22, 2000, while en route to deliver a shipment to Canada. Angel has never been heard from again. His truck was discovered abandoned in the establishment's parking lot shortly after he was last seen. The vehicle's cargo was intact and the refrigerator was out of fuel. Angel's wallet was located inside the truck. With his driver's license and credit cards inside it, but no cash, there were no other signs of him at the scene. Someone used Angel's ATM card to withdraw money 9 times from September 22nd to 4 a.m. on September 23rd, withdrawing his entire paycheck. A waitress at Whiskey Pete's reported serving Angel at 10 a.m. on September 23rd. He bought oatmeal and paid with pocket change. He was reportedly seen later in the parking lot. He looked sick, was clutching his stomach, seemed disoriented, and asked for help. According to Angel's loved ones, he enjoyed drinking and gambling and would always stop at Whiskey Pete's while he was driving loads from Los Angeles to Calgary. His family stated he had been thinking of a career change. He was tired of truck driving and wanted a job that would allow him to spend more time with his wife and son. He told his wife he planned to do just one more Calgary to Los Angeles trip, then quit the trucking industry permanently. There were possible sightings of Angel in Texas in December 2001, but these have not been confirmed. The police believe he may have left of his own accord. Angel's wife divorced him after his disappearance and has since remarried, and her second husband adopted her and Angel's son. His former wife has kept the same phone number, though, in case Angel tries to contact her. His case remains unsolved. Cherlyn Beardall. 34-year-old Beardall was last seen in Henderson, Nevada on July 19, 2020. She has never been heard from again. In late September 2020, her silver 2011 Ford Fusion with the Nevada license plate number 179HT was found abandoned on Fiesta Way near Desert Inn and Boulder Highway. Brown hair, green hazel eyes. Beardall has a large, multicolored design, including an anatomical heart and flowers, tattooed across her upper chest. A photo of it is posted with this case summary. Her ears are pierced. Her nicknames are Cher and Stitch. Beardall's boyfriend, Philip O'Reilly, told her family that she simply left him for another man. According to Beardall's family, O'Reilly was very controlling and wouldn't let her contact her family. She had to keep in touch with them secretly. They had one toddler-age child together at the time of Beardall's disappearance, and she had two older children by a prior relationship. She's described as a devoted mother. According to her two older children, O'Reilly abused them and also abused Beardall, chipping her with a dog leash. The children, then aged 11 and 14, stated that on the day of her disappearance, they had seen their mother beaten and bloody at home. Around the time of Beardall's disappearance, O'Reilly told his adopted sister that he might have killed her. A photo of him is posted with this case summary. In September 2021, O'Reilly was charged with Beardall's murder. While awaiting trial, he allegedly offered a fellow jail inmate $20,000 to kill four of the witnesses against him, among them Beardall's children, and was charged with solicitation to commit murder as a result. In April 2023, to avoid a possible death sentence, O'Reilly pleaded guilty to murder and admitted he had tortured Beardall to death. He said he dismembered her body and put the parts in dumpster throughout the southeast Las Vegas Valley. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Beardall has never been located. Foul play is suspected in her case due to the circumstances involved. We want to thank you for joining us on this journey through Nevada's missing persons cases. If you found this episode both informative and moving, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your support means the world to us. And if you have any information about the missing persons we discussed today or any other case, please reach out to the appropriate authorities. Your tip could be the key to solving a mystery. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay compassionate, and I will see you next time.